We were pretty famous back in high school. Trust us!
Had a whole future ahead of us, but now we suck.
All that potential now is flowing in the aqueducts.
Through the sands of time, many did forget.
But now our time has come to resurrect. But a podcast?
Sad I know, but can you blame us?
We are desperate to be much more than high school famous.
Okay. All right. Here we are.
Yep.
Yep. Hello. Welcome to another episode. High School Famous.
What's it about?
My name's Matt.
I'm Sean.
What is it about, Sean? What is this podcast about? If somebody were to ask you, if you were to tell somebody that you had never met before, or at least, well, not necessarily never met before, but somebody who didn't know we had this podcast, and you said, "Hey, I have a podcast," and they said, "Oh, cool. What's it about?" How would you describe this to somebody?
Honestly, I would say, we don't really have it's not really about anything in particular. Whether or not that's, I say, whether or not that's good or bad, I don't know. It remains to be seen, but yeah, I just say, I'll go into it further and say things like we have a couple running things we do, like, sometimes I'll watch a movie I've never seen before and we talk about that. Sometimes we make up games for each other to play. Sometimes we have guests on. Sometimes we just go in with nothing and we just figure out what to talk about. So I kind of play it out like that.
Yeah. It's always, for me, it's just like, it's not really about anything. And I'm like, but we just kind of talk about whatever the heck we want. It's basically it.
Yeah. And today's another prime example.
What do you guys, the listeners, what do you think it's about? When
you tell all your friends about the podcast, because I'm sure you guys talk about it all the time, what do you say it's about? Because I'm sure they're very inquisitive about it when you bring it up. They're like, "Oh, what's that about? I might be interested in checking that out. Sell it to me?" They'd say.
I mean,
so
we
what
get
do you guys say?
many word of mouth listeners. It's astounding.
That's the only way it's being promoted, from what I understand.
Word of mouth?
Yeah.
I mean, we promote it on. we sort of promote it on TikTok.
I've really fallen off a cliff with that for a while. I'll pick back up at it again.
I got all those clips, Sean. All those clips I got.
I know, but
have not been used.
Yeah, that's only part of it. There's more to it than that.
I know, and I haven't looked at even how to do any of that yet. So otherwise, I could definitely contribute.
It's finding some sort of video clip that may or may not coincide with the audio, what's being said, and piecing it all together, adding little stickers and adding effects to it, and making
Would
sure
it help
that you
if
want
I
to
found you some clips? Like just the clip part of it? Like if I gave you the audio and gave you like a clip to run in the background, or a photo or image or something, then you could just do the building.
Yeah. There's also, if you want to have text pop up that syncs up with what's being said, you have to set the duration of each block of text so it pops up and disappears at the right time. I think there is something called there is like a closed captioning thing, which I want to try. I think it might do it automatically.
There's a thing called closed captioning.
No, but I didn't realize it was there. No, I didn't realize it was on there, and it might do that by itself. Like if it detects words being said, it might just pop them, put text on the screen to match the words automatically. I haven't made a post since I discovered that, so I haven't been able to test it out. But I got excited when I discovered that might be something I could do instead of doing it all manually like a fool. Yeah, but I've seen other videos have text pop up to match what's being said audibly, and sometimes the words are not accurate, which that could be them relying on that software to figure it out for you.
Which sometimes is more fun.
I suppose it does make it more entertaining. It could be some humor in there.
So Sean,
yes, Matt.
Today's another one of those days where we're gonna just have some fun.
Yeah. First, what's going on? I heard you had some visitors.
Just in general, in the world.
Well, how was your weekend?
Some family was in town. Weekend was fine. A lot of going out to eat, a lot of walking around, mainly.
Hey, show me Chicago.
No, so we've kind of done that so many times with people that it's just like, okay, let's avoid all the touristy, trappy areas now. So it was more so just kind of walking around our neighborhood here.
Did you show them the magic shop?
Went to Jerry's Sandwiches. No magic shop. We drove past it and I said, that place is trash.
Did you bring them to the hobby shop and sell your baseball cards?
I still have not sold my baseball cards. That's like old school. Like that's like episode 7 or 5 or something. We talked about that. I still have not sold those baseball cards.
Well,
I mean, me and you talked about it specifically when you were in town, but we talked about that on an episode like really early on.
Next time I come there, that's the first thing we are going to do.
Is go sell my baseball cards.
Right. So let's say I come in some evening and they're closed. Even if they are closed the next day, that means we are not going to do anything the whole next day. The first thing we are going to do is go to that shop. So if they're closed the next day, that means we have to wait till the following day when they open up for us to do something.
Are we gonna? We're gonna literally just like pop up a tent outside and like wait for them to open?
No.
Oh well, I mean, we're not going to do anything else. What are we going to do?
Nothing.
We're just going to sit in my place.
Go to the because let me guess. I'm gonna wager. I'm gonna put money. I'm gonna bet $25. Are you agreeing to this bet before I continue with what?
Well, I need to know what the bet is.
No, because you're gonna know whether I win or lose right away.
Okay.
So, are you willing to bet $25 with me on something?
Are you trying to get me to buy you a shirt?
No.
Okay.
No.
This is stemming back to buying you a High School Famous shirt.
No, we'll let them know on that, and once this is settled here. But I'm
not going to buy you a shirt.
I know you're. No. I'm not saying we're gonna settle that.
I need to know what this bet is before. But you'll know. So I'll know if you win or lose immediately.
Yeah, before you agree to it.
I need to,
because then you'll definitely have the upper hand on whether or not you will agree. Because if I tell you what it is, you'll know whether or not you'll win instantly. And then if you're gonna win, you'll just say, "Oh yeah, I'll take that bet," and then I'm instantly out $25. This is a hard thing to propose because
I know.
You usually know what the stakes are, what the conditions of the bet are before you agree to it.
Exactly. Do you know what the outcome is ahead of time?
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
It's about whether or not
for the sake of entertainment purposes. Okay, let's take the bet.
Okay, I will bet $25 that you don't already own a tent.
That I do currently own a tent right now? You're saying I do, or you're saying I don't?
Right now,
I do not currently own a tent right now. Yeah, I don't.
Right. So, because you said getting in a tent, sleeping in a tent, and camping out in front of the hobby shop, we would have to purchase a tent first, and that would be us doing something before going to the card shop.
Right.
So we couldn't even qualify. We couldn't even.
Now, depending on when you plan on coming out here next, I can definitely get my hands on a tent well before that.
That is fair.
So
that is true.
Do you win the bet or not at this point? I have no idea.
Well,
I don't currently have a tent here. I'm trying to think if I still own one that's still at my parents' house. I can't remember the last time I bought a tent.
So that's hard to figure out because my question was $25 bet that you do not own a tent. So I guess that's up to you.
And I can't remember if I do own one or if there is one at my parents' house that I personally own.
Yeah.
The outcome of this bet will not be revealed on this episode.
We will not even know by the end of this episode. Didn't plan on doing much camping when you moved out to Chicago? You're like, I can leave that behind. Not a big camping town.
I mean, I left a lot of things behind. Yeah, it's not. Chicago's not a big camping town. That's for sure. Yeah.
No, the Chicago itself. But what about Illinois as a state? Are there? I mean, you can get up to get up to the Great Lakes.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely. I mean, well, I could go a mile down the road to get to the Great Lakes.
Yeah, and set up a tent.
I live a mile off of Lake Michigan.
Are there?
I think they frown upon you. I think they frown upon you camping on Lake Michigan right here,
right on the middle of Chicago. Right on the shore.
Yeah, yeah.
Are there a lot of woodsy areas in Illinois to camp in? There has to be.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Well,
cool.
Stay tuned, everyone. We'll find out if Matt owns a tent or not, and which one of us will be
so thrilling.
Which one of us will lose $25 and which will win that equal amount of money. Yeah, but later on we need to settle some shirt. Oh yeah, let's explain the shirt thing. So, I whoever saw it or didn't, I don't know, but I had posted a video on TikTok saying that if you like, comment, and share, and also follow. So if you like, comment, and share the post about a t-shirt giveaway, and you also follow us on TikTok, you would be eligible to win in a drawing a free High School Famous t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And by what I could tell, and I found out I'm kind of wrong here, but from what I could tell, once the deadline was up, I was the only one who had met all the criteria to actually officially win the t-shirt.
Yeah, we had talked. Yeah, we talked about this. We talked about this on
the show.
Episode. Yeah.
Oh, I thought we did it separately.
No, we talked about it.
Okay, well, never mind then.
End of an episode or something. But yeah.
So I was trying to get Matt to pay for half of a shirt, put in half the money for a shirt for me. There. Okay, I forgot that we talked about it before. But just to update everyone, we announced a separate winner. I had to reach out to that
even though
person.
Even though he didn't really meet the criteria.
Well,
he didn't share the post.
I'll explain off mic what the circumstances were. But I had to reach out to him separately to let him know because he didn't bother to log back onto TikTok since then to find out that he won.
I figured not, yeah.
But then and this is more we could discuss later. He had some ideas about the shirt and some pointers.
Okay.
One thing being the design that was scrolling does not indicate anywhere that it's a podcast or where to listen to it. It just has the name High School Famous on it and a logo. It doesn't say that it's a podcast. So anyone else who's not in the know does not have any idea what the shirt is about.
True.
But anyway, that's all stuff we don't need to bore. We need to bore these poor folks with all this logistics.
We bore them with enough of our antics.
Right. We have plenty of other stuff to
add actual analytical stuff into it.
I'll say we don't have time to bore them with this because we have a bunch of other stuff to bore them with today. Right?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's do it.
Let's do.
What are we waiting for?
Here's what's happening today. I sent Matt a link. It's a site called randomlists.com, and it was specifically on a page that randomizes animals. So what I said to him was, we will load the page when we're about to start, and whatever animal pops up on the number one spot, we will have to argue why our animal would win the other person's animal, like why my animal would win Matt's animal in a fight. And he would have to argue the opposite, of course, why his animal would beat my animal in a fight. So my animal is a zebu, Zebu. It looks like some sort of a bull, some type of cattle. It comes from another continent. It's right there. So looks like
you were showing it to me? I was off that screen looking it up on Google. It looks like a big ox, basically.
It looks like it's an ox. It's got horns like a bull. It's that type of family of animals. So that's what I've got. What's
got
your
like
animal?
a weird it's got like a weird big like hump on its back.
Oh, see, it's hard to tell from this
neck.
Picture. I'll have to look up another picture because this picture that I have doesn't really feature that or accentuate the hump.
Well, Sean, mine is a whale.
Wow. A whale?
Yeah, I think specifically in this picture, it just says whale, but I think specifically in this picture, it's hard to tell, but it's either a blue whale or a humpback whale because it's kind of doing a jump and I can only see its underside.
Gotcha.
I think it's a humpback whale because do blue whales jump? I know they kind of like breach and then like do the tail thing, like slap their tail on the surface, but I don't know if a blue whale jumps out of the water.
I think it probably does. I don't see why it wouldn't.
I'm gonna Google that.
Yeah, the zebu pictures when you just Google it look much more interesting than what's pictured on that list site. I'm guessing they pictured the wrong animal on their list. Holy cow! Yeah, it doesn't look like that.
This just shows a bunch of whales. Ooh, oh, maybe they don't see. These are all like humpback whales, but it says like it's showing a bunch of humpback whales. So I'm pretty sure the image is of a humpback whale.
Okay,
so we're gonna go with a humpback whale.
This is something that so here's what we have to kind of decide then.
Because we have two animals that live in completely different environments.
Yes. So where's the fight taking place? Because one has a definite advantage over the other, depending on what we land on.
Yeah.
I
So
wonder
we
if we
might
need
have to
to-
do some sort of a coin flip to see what the environment is. Ooh, can we do? Let me see if there's a random
There's probably a
environment.
coin flip. There's probably an environment list selector.
Yeah, a random environment generator. I'm looking it up right now.
Okay, let's do it. This is good. I like this. This makes it neutral.
Yeah. Terrain generator, maybe.
And we'll call this segment Random Animal Battle. Something like that. Maybe we'll come up with a better name before we officially
okay, this
label
is
it.
not what I want.
Bandom Ranimal Ranimal Addle.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how to find location and setting generators. Maybe this will work.
Rattle Andom Banimal Scandal. Random Animal Battle Scandal. Random Animal Battle Scandal.
Oh, see, everything I'm finding is like complex. Like I want something just super simple.
I mean, we're looking at, okay, what if we did this? Okay, this is sounding a little more complicated than we thought of. So the whale lives in the ocean, correct? We can agree on that. My zebu is a land creature, correct? We can agree on that.
Yeah.
So let's say that the fight is taking place in the air.
Well,
let's say the animals are in constant free fall.
Okay.
And that's where they're fighting.
So let me see if this does only, is that place in, so I found a thing that was just, it's giving me a random longitude and latitude.
I mean,
so I've
cross-reference that with like
done it. Well, no, it shows me a map. So I've done it a couple of times. It gave me a couple land locations, and then I did it again, and it gave me a couple water locations. So I'm going to refresh the page so it's clear. All right, now it's cleaned out. I'm going to pick coordinates. Boom. All right, we are I want to zoom in on it to make sure it's not. All right, we are somewhere in the middle of Africa in like field.
So land.
I don't know how the whale got there.
But he's ready to fight.
He's ready to fight.
Good, because my zebu has been kicking it. He's been, kicking the dirt behind him. He's ready to charge.
Yeah, he's probably that's probably his like natural environment.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
So he definitely has the upper hand.
Yes. So
this isn't going to go well for me as well as I thought.
Let's just start with the obvious. Your animal is completely immobilized. I don't know how well a whale could even scoot or like worm crawl or shuffle itself or shimmy itself.
Probably flop his tail around a bit.
I bet you it could roll around like it's rolling down a hill.
I don't know if it would be able to even do that.
Maybe with gravity assistance, but at least your whale can survive for a while. It's not just gonna, if my zebu was fighting a whale underwater, he'd have much less time he could survive underwater than the whale could.
A minute. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure the zebu can swim.
Well, right, but
for how long,
For how long? So the whale could just dip down. The whale could just dip down for probably an hour. I don't know how long a whale can survive without pulling up for air, but
very long time.
It could just chill out under there until the zebu got exhausted and just sort of gave up and sank out of exhaustion. So, but we're not in the sea.
Fight.
We're not in the sea. We're in the field where my animal has very prominent horns with sharp points at the top of its head, and it has these awesome appendages called legs, which it uses to run on the ground. So I think he's going to be able to just charge straight at this immobilized whale and just pierce his eyeball at the first run.
Probably not.
What do you mean not?
I'm sure his eyeball will be too high off the ground.
I don't know. A lot of whales have their eyeballs set low near their mouths, I think. Do you know how much this scenario is unbelievable already?
Well, yeah. Why is there a whale in the middle of the African plains?
Okay. He's not piercing his eyeball, which wouldn't be a fatal attack anyway.
Right.
Basically, what's going to happen here? There's no argument. I'm going to wait for you to defend your animal in this battle scene, but
there's nothing I can do.
Okay, way to give up already.
I'm going to dry out. I'm going to dry out and die. I'm a whale on land. I can't do anything. My animal screwed me.
Let's say someone has, a bunch of those vegetable misters set up above the whale, constantly
so the whale's
supplying
staying
it
wet
with hydration.
So basically what's going to happen is the whale is just going to lay there until this thing slowly pierces it and kills it over time, because the whale cannot do anything.
What
on land?
Okay, am I gonna have to turn this around and play your part once I finish my attack?
What the hell can a whale do against you, Sean?
My Zebu is clearly gonna just keep charging and piercing little holes in the side of your whale until it just bleeds out. And what the misters are doing is the misters are ensuring that the whale is killed by Zebu attack and not from drying out for being out of the water.
Yes. And that is what's going to happen. I literally, there's nothing I can do to defend a whale winning this fight. Unless your Zebu somehow runs to the back end of my whale and it can somehow hit you with its tail.
You know, that was one thing I thought of. I don't know what the intelligence level of a Zebu is to know to avoid that area of the whale.
I don't think they have a lot of experience with whales.
I was going to say the exact same thing. I'm sure its exposure to whales is minute at best. So, but your whale has a pretty big mouth. I bet you it could try to lure the Zebu in. Maybe it could learn from the locals what a Zebu eats and have one of those things that eats resting on its tongue, and the Zebu could, be an idiot and just see the food, charge into the whale's mouth, and the whale bites down.
Then the whale that has no teeth.
That has teeth. It has to have molar type teeth. I know that they probably eat a lot of plankton and small schools of fish and whatnot, but I'm sure it's got
look
some
up
kind of teeth. Gosh, my Victoria Zebu is so majestic in this picture. This is probably a photo taken after it just won.
So the humpback whale has like the same as like a blue whale. It's just got those little it looks like a curtain, like a little curtain of strings, because they catch krill and like plankton and things in their little it's like a broom basically.
But how big is this in relation to the whale versus how big is this in relation to an animal much smaller? You know what I mean?
Like, it's not going to do anything against a ox, essentially.
Okay.
It's going to brush its fur.
I would say if the whale has any fighting chance or any spirit or fight in him, he's going to try and get himself into a roll so that he can time it out and roll on top of the Zebu while it's charging at him to try to crush him to death. I think that's the whale's only shot here.
Okay, so again,
and the fact that you couldn't come up with that proves that this game is a failure.
Because I will immediately debunk that as well. And I know I'm not playing the side I'm supposed to play.
Yeah, you're not. Well, you're not playing any side.
I'm not defending my own animal here. No, I'm saying that your animal is going to win this fight because it's on land. So I think the next round of this, we have to at least have animals that will be in the same
that live in the same environment,
in the same environment, because this won't work.
I mean, we could have like a bird fight a land animal. I think that would be fine. I think sea
creature versus land or air creature, no.
Well,
or a bird. I guess a bird can fight in any environment.
Yeah,
bird's a wild card.
I think we just can't have a land animal fighting a sea creature. That's what we have to avoid.
Right.
So do you want to just call this done, and do you want to go on with what you were going to say, or do you want to go on to just pick
I was just going to say they're basically their flippers are so long. I don't see a whale being able to, a humpback whale especially, being able to have enough momentum to roll itself on land.
Especially
to be able to build any sort of momentum.
Especially considering the fact that in the water they're essentially weightless, so they don't have to. It's not like they're powering and moving their weight when they're traveling in the water. When they're on land, it'd probably be like the equivalent of us traveling to some other planet where the gravitational pull is magnitudes stronger than Earth. You know what I'm saying?
Right. What's gravity though? Because we've clearly established that the Earth is flat. There is no gravity. The Earth is.
Now you're
upward.
Now you're on the same side as me with that theory. Is that what we're saying?
Nope. No, I was just wondering why you were on the same side as my theory. Either way, so round one was a wash. I
won. It wasn't a wash. I won round one. The Zebu takes it.
All right. Well, the only reason you won is because we chose a random environment.
Can you go to view our screen? I'll show you what the picture on that the list showed me for what a zebu is. It looks way less cool than what you're gonna show.
You're gonna show me on your camera.
Yeah, are you ready?
Okay. Yeah, I'm here.
It looks like that.
Oh, that just looks like a cow.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Oh, it's like a cattle type of a cow. But then I Google it.
Google
like
images are much better.
It looks way cooler. Everyone look up a zebu in your spare time because we know you've got it.
I mean, when you say way cooler, I mean, it's not really way cooler. It still just kind of looks like a cow, but it's just kind of got a weird like hump on its back, and it's got like
it looks
taller, more Satan-like horns.
Yeah, it looks way cooler. It looks way more tough.
So you're saying Satan's cool?
Well, yeah. Ask anybody. Ask any musician.
ask any Satanist.
Ask any Satan. Satan's always going to say he's cooler. That's how he draws in the kids.
That and all the candy.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to get rid of the random location generator because we're going to establish right now it's either going to be on land or it's going to be on sea.
On the sea.
On the sea. I mean, we could have put your zebu on a raft.
Yeah, but
we could have done it that way and seen how that battle would have gone.
Well, the whale would just
instantly kill you
and knock the yeah, I would just launch the raft and the zebu in the air.
Yeah, I would have just breached and then landed on you. I would have possibly injured myself a bit doing that, but
you would have landed on my horns, I bet.
Yeah,
but so I could have gotten pierced. My horns,
but then you would have gotten stuck in me, and then I just would have went down and drowned you.
Yeah, or if that didn't happen, I bet you somehow my horns would have pierced the raft and made it sink.
Well, I was imagining a wooden raft.
Well, then the force of you landing on it probably just shattered it into splintered wood. Not enough, no longer being big enough to support a full grown zebu,
right?
Or maybe even a whatever a baby zebu is called, a fawn. Is that deer? What's a fawn?
A fawn is a deer. Yeah.
What's a baby cow? A foal? What's a
calf?
Foal? A calf.
Foal is a baby horse.
Oh, you're right. Why couldn't I think of calf?
Or no, a colt.
Then it wouldn't. A colt is a horse.
There's multiple.
It probably couldn't even support a calf zebu. A zebu calf.
I'm sure it's a zebu calf. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of baby
whale
animals
have a
are
name?
called calves. I think. Like, did I name it? Like Harold or something? Like what?
Well, I didn't.
Did you give your zebu a name?
I named it Norman, but that's like it's a callback to something, or it's a reference to something.
Is it a reference to something I know of?
You should.
Oh, City Slickers?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice work. Work.
No, I did not name my whale. Because then obviously the what's the only famous whale is like Willie.
What's the whale or Moby Dick?
Oh yeah, there's Moby Dick.
Is that the name of the whale?
I thought you were about to say what's the whale in Free Willy.
Is that the name of the whale? Is it Moby Dick, or is that the name?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I believe the whale.
I've never read it.
Moby
Just shocker, everyone! I haven't read Moby Dick.
As you can tell, I haven't either because I'm pretty sure that was.
I've got another famous whale, Monstro from Pinocchio.
Gotcha. I'm sure there's a bunch of famous whales that we don't know about,
or
we can't think of. I should say. I should say that we can't think of.
If nobody knows about them, they're not famous. Well, what do you think?
Right. That round sucked.
It was probably smart not to name your whale also, just because it would have made it that much more painful when I killed it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was going to be hard to get it back out of that, random plane in Africa. Anyways, I don't even know how we got it there to begin with.
Multiple helicopters. Yeah. What if the whale was lowered into a pond in the middle of the desert?
I mean,
if
we wanted to do something like that, if we wanted to do where we are fighting each other and I have a source of water and your zebu can actually still get to me, like we can get to each other, but we're on our own surfaces, our own planes.
Yeah, I mean, the water would have to be deep enough for you to be even effective in it. For a whale to be effective.
I mean, any amount of water would be better than none.
Well, yeah, but any amount of water that would make your whale actually maneuverable, where it could possibly make an attack, it's already too deep for a zebu. The size difference is just too great to make it an even matchup. If you're in the water, whale is a clear winner. If you're on the land, the zebu is a clear winner. There's no way you could arrange it.
I think I'm just going to edit out this whole fight and we'll just start with a new one.
That's a good idea.
No, I'm going to edit out the last 20 minutes of discussion, and this is going to be a really short episode.
Yeah, I was. Oh, okay. At least it'll be that because I was going to say, yeah, I want to go for another hour after this.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's do
another pair.
Rerun it. Let's rerun it. And
all right. Oh man.
All right. I have a land animal.
So do I.
Okay. I can't tell if you're excited or upset.
Nope, I'm upset.
You're not excited.
Well, I guess you could have a pathetic animal too.
Mine is called an Aoudad. Aoudad.
Okay. Mine is called
it's kind of like a goat.
Okay. All right. Not entirely.
Are you looking it up?
No.
Okay.
Hang on.
And what's yours?
Mine's called a skunk.
Skunk?
A skunk. It's a skunk. I was trying to act like I didn't know how to pronounce it.
I like how I just Googled it too. I'm just like, oh, a skunk.
You Googled a skunk.
I'm like, oh, because I was just ready to prepared to look up whatever animal you said it was. So I just hit Google and looked up skunk. Yeah, you should have just said, you should have gone with skunk and then told me how to spell it.
SKUNK.
and I probably wouldn't have really thought about it. But yeah, if you look mine up, it's Aoudad.
Aoudad. AOU. That's a strange arrangement of letters. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
kind of like a goat looking thing.
It's like a big goat. It's huge though.
Yeah, way bigger than a skunk. What is that? Oh, it's
what?
Okay, never mind. I saw a picture of a guy next to one. Of course, it's one he shot because he's awesome.
Of course, they're all dead.
But, yep.
They're all
anyway. No, but there was some weird thing draped. It looked like, honestly, from a distance, it looked like a giant, weird-looking bug thing climbing up the Aoudad's back, but it's his bow. It's the bow he used to shoot it.
I'm sorry. It's like the fourth. It's like the fourth picture on Google. There, I see it.
Anyone who's
it does
a hunter,
look like a big weird bug.
Yeah, anyone who's a hunter, I guess do what you like if that's what you like to do. But what's impressive about getting your picture taken with the animal you just killed for no reason?
I can understand hunting for people that you hunt deer and then you butcher it and you eat the meat from it and stuff like that. It's the people that go out and do trophy hunting.
Yeah, no.
The people that go out and kill lions and stuff that I can't stand.
And I mean, I can only, I guess I'm just making an assumption, but that just appears what this would have been. Why else would you? I mean, maybe you could eat this meat. Maybe this is what this guy.
It's probably probably like goat meat. I mean,
yeah.
I hope that's what they're doing, but who knows? Some people are just terrible.
I hope that on one of these rounds, the animal I get is man.
Ooh.
Because I will definitely maybe win.
You will.
All right. Well,
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Depending on if we're allowed to use weapons. Skunk versus Aoudad.
I mean, I know what my first move is.
Or whatever.
I know my first move is to try to spray the stink in your face. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
The question is, how effective is that going to be on your animal?
So I guess going into this, assuming that the animals are going in knowing this is a death match.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So they otherwise you spray me, I'm probably just going to run off.
I mean,
I don't want to be any part of that.
Yeah. So you don't think they're seeing this as typical eat or be eaten lifestyle where you can
because neither of these creatures would eat or be eaten by each other.
True. Yeah. So they're both aware.
I'm pretty sure they're both. Yeah. I don't think either one of these are really I don't know if skunks really eat meat.
No, I'm sure they eat. Well,
and I know
ants,
this,
bugs and maybe plants.
And I'm sure this goat probably is mostly grass and things.
Yeah.
So
they
it's
know
not
this
an
is
eat or
just
be eaten situation. This is a dogfight, cockfight scenario. They're trained to battle to the death anything that they're put in the ring with. So I'm just gonna stomp the shit out of you.
Well, I'm gonna
headbutt you too.
I don't think you'll be able to headbutt me. I'm gonna be too low to the ground.
You don't think they can get their heads down to the ground?
Maybe, but you're gonna end up being really close to dragging your head on the ground to get to me to have the accuracy. I think that I'm gonna be able to dodge any attempts to headbutt. I'm gonna zip around. I'm gonna be able to run around in between your legs, okay. Not in between your two front legs, but in between the front and back legs go under your belly. I bet you I'm going to be able to zip around and run circles around you because your animal
But then what?
looks to have a look. Well, your animal's legs are very skinny, and there's probably not a lot of muscle at the very lower section of the leg. All the muscles in the uppers, like the thigh area of the leg. So I could do some clawing. I could get some good bites in.
Right.
I bet your skunk has some sharp teeth. So I could just gnaw away at the lower portions of your legs to the point where you wouldn't be able to stand up anymore, and you would be forced to lay down on your side, and that would take away all your charging abilities on me with your horns. And then I'd spray you right in the face while you couldn't move or while you couldn't run away, and then you'd probably puke.
But what would? Yeah, but that wouldn't. You can't kill me by spraying me.
No, but once you're down and your legs are gnawed away so they can't be used much, I would just start biting at where your heart's located, and I would just bite. I would eat your heart out. Get it? Yeah.
I really don't think you'd. I don't think you'd get to the point where I couldn't. Like, you'd get all four of my legs, and I couldn't. Like, you'd nip at my legs, but I would also, as soon as you started nipping at my legs, kick. Just kick, and you're gonna fly across the place.
So you just launch me off of your legs by kicking your legs out, right?
Yeah, but that kick is gonna do some damage.
Well, if I
kick you right in the head a couple of times.
No. I am attached to your leg, so the hoof of your animal is not going to be able to come into contact with the body of my animal. It's just going to the force of the kick is going to loosen my animal's grasp on your leg, and then he's just going to fly off in the direction of the kick. It's not going to come into contact.
But this arena is lined with spikes.
What?
Oh, we forgot to mention that.
Oh, okay. So I guess so he's gonna knowingly fling me towards spikes because he's gonna know what those do.
This is a Thunderdome situation. We're inside the Thunderdome.
Oh, okay. I wonder what my animals...
I mean, you'd fly. You'd take some damage from the fly in the land, and yeah.
Of course,
you could break a little limb or something.
No, even though I would gracefully roll out of it and just get back on my feet easily. Skunks are agile, dude.
Yeah, I'm still stomping the shit out of you.
And besides, no, you're not. I'm so fast. You're gonna be up on your hind legs to raise your front legs up to stomp on me, and it's gonna be so slow and dramatic because he's a big showboat that I'm gonna be able to zip right out of the way.
It would be stomping like one leg at a time, just like. Have you ever seen an animal try to stomp something to death?
No.
Have you ever seen like a horse stomp a snake?
No, I don't watch
videos like that either. I've seen stuff though, but yeah, they don't just like. I
don't do that in my spare time. I don't look up something killing something else.
Well, then if you would have known that, you'd know how easily I would win this fight. But you don't do any research.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was the agreement.
No, I mean, I didn't do any research for this podcast. I've done animal research in the past, and I know how animals with hooves stomp things. I went to school for a long time.
Yeah, for graphic design.
I went to school before that as well, Sean. I had science classes, and I've had all sorts of stuff, and I've watched things. I've watched nature documentaries.
Okay, I've seen those too. I watched Tiny Earth, and I watched.
Well, apparently you never saw. You never saw the documentary about animals with hooves.
I didn't, but
it was very specific.
I would argue that my skunk has the ability to burrow and would be able to get underground and avoid your stomps.
Do skunks burrow?
I'm going to say that they do. I'm going to say in a death match.
But you saying that is
my
inaccurate.
skunk will burrow. What?
Well, then I'll just say my goat will fly. Like, you can just say whatever you want.
No, are you crazy?
Just because you can say it would burrow in this situation doesn't mean that's what a skunk would actually do.
Okay, this is a death match, right? The animal knows it's kill or be killed. So whether or not it instinctively burrows in its natural environment, it's going to start digging to try to avoid stomps. Your animal cannot just sprout out wings and...
You're saying that your animal's a coward.
No, well, my animal's going to adapt and avoid being killed. So here's what's going to happen. The skunk is going to burrow underground get outside of the dome, your dumb animal is
and
going to
therefore
see
lose
me.
because you've cheated. My dumb
It's
animal's not
whoever-
going to see you and run towards the wall of the dome.
It's going to run
It's
towards
not
the
what's going to
spikes.
happen. It's not we've already determined the spikes aren't actually a thing. And if the spikes,
Oh, now
if the
they're not
spikes
a
were a
thing.
thing, no, because if they were a thing, your animal would already be dead because I kicked it over.
No,
I kicked it and it flew off. And you're saying
The
it
skunk-
gracefully rolled away. You can't just make up what
Yeah.
No, you can't. That's not how this works. You can't fantasy your way. This is us trying to truthfully determine which animal would win in a fight.
Sure. Okay.
Right? I was being very honest. I was being very honest with the whale, saying that the whale couldn't do certain things.
That's true, but you also, in the same argument, said that if your animal's going to start digging with the claws that it actually has, then my animal's going to sprout wings and fly around.
But if the animal doesn't instinctively already have that ability in its repertoire, it's not going to just suddenly think, I should go underground.
But an animal that has claws and legs
also by the time
can dig.
An
animal that does not have wings.
All right, so I'll give you this.
Fly.
Right, I will give you this. Right, so say your animal
You're not giving me this.
Physically
you
do
giving
the
me
digging.
that.
Okay, no, hold on.
You're not giving me anything.
If
I
your animal can
by default.
Hold on, shut your fucking mouth. If your animal can physically dig, but it is not an animal that typically does burrow in any way, it's not going to be good or efficient at it. Therefore, while your animal is slowly digging a hole, I will stomp the shit out of it.
I will.
Also, if you leave the arena, you cheat and you lose.
But
and my animal's also not stupidly going to ram itself into a wall.
You don't know that.
You don't know that yours can dig.
Okay, it can. It can dig. I should look it up right now, but I'm not gonna. So my animal, prior to the
just take the defeat.
Battle, huh?
Just take the defeat. Take the defeat.
Take the defeat. Tickle the feet.
Yeah, that's how you win.
No. My animal.
All joking aside, joking aside, do you honestly think a skunk would win against my creature?
Well, now hold on. Let me finish what I'm going to say.
Just already showed your hand.
Well, I have my hand in the air, if that's what you're saying. If that's what you're getting at, I'm waving my hand in front of the camera. My animal spread the word about its reputation before the fight. So your animal, having no exposure to a skunk before, is now afraid of its stink spray ability. So it's going to be timid. It's going to be apprehensive around the skunk.
Nope. It's going to be none of those things.
My skunk also grew its fur out. My skunk also grew it. No. That's ridiculous. My skunk grew its fur out longer to appear larger. You know, it sort of puffed itself out to appear larger, to ward off potential predators, which your animal is not a potential predator of a skunk, because we already determined that it doesn't eat meat.
Yeah, but my creature is not my creature would not be a victim of a skunk at all.
Why not?
A skunk is not a predator to a large goat.
No, it's not, but it's much larger. So the skunk is going to get in defense mode when it's approached by your animal because it's larger and it's going to feel that it has to defend itself just naturally because of the size difference.
So now we're stating that our animals prepped themselves for these fights ahead of time.
We didn't, the animals did.
Did they watch a bunch of old fight footage so they could see what the other animals' moves were and get prepared for them?
Yeah, they watched all the same animal death videos that you watch in your spare time.
Face it, Sean, your animal would not win in a fight against this, just size-wise alone.
But it's not. Oh, we know the story of David and Goliath. Yeah, David and Goliath.
David and Goliath.
We know the story of David and. We know the story of David and Goliath.
You know what's fun about that, Sean?
We know that classic. We know the classic Zebu and whale story.
Do you know what's fun about the story of David and Goliath?
What?
It's a story.
I mean,
it's not
based on
real.
actual events.
Never actually happened.
Whoa! Are you calling into question? Wait, is this a story that's in the Bible? It is?
Yes. Yes.
So you're calling into question the validity and the truthfulness behind the words of God on record?
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you not?
I think our podcast is I mean, as a flat earther, I have to support the faith of man. I guess I don't know I don't know
Somehow I feel
where
like
the flat
that's
earthers.
not right.
I don't know where flat earthers fall as far as religion is concerned. Okay, so all right, we'll say they're hooved animal that eats plants and grass, with a slow, dramatic stomp, because he's a showboat. We'll say he beat my very quick, agile, can roll out of a kick, with an actual defense.
So you claim.
Just a stink spray, a claws, sharp teeth, burrowing abilities, can attract larger animals towards spikes. Like, okay, fine.
So you claim. You're making up so much bullshit.
You're the one who put the spikes there.
That was a joke, and you rolled with it.
If you didn't put
and
the
then
spikes
you said
there,
no, they weren't. And blah, blah, blah. Well, because then you said that because you said you would gracefully roll out of me kicking you through the air.
Yes.
No.
You think a skunk has never fallen from any kind of height and had to land gracefully in the grass?
Not being projected through the sky.
Through the sky? How
you know what I meant.
How far do you think this is, animal? Besides,
we're also next to a cliff.
Oh, with spikes at the bottom.
We're on a Mortal Kombat.
Stage. we're at the pit. If we get 2 flawless victories in the fatality, we'll have to fight Reptile after this.
Well, it all depends on if our next animal is a reptile.
True. Do we have time for our next animal?
We spent way too much time on the humpback whale and the zebu.
Well, because we were trying
which was our most unrealistic situation.
We were trying to figure out the terrain situation. That set us back.
Yeah, we probably should have just dumped that one right off the bat.
So do you want, we can do another animal, or we can say some closing things and save this for another time and keep it as a recurring thing?
I think we need to revisit this, and it needs to be grounded a bit more in reality.
Well, the whole point is the fun of coming up with an argument as to why your animal would win.
Right.
And you clearly weren't in the spirit of it when we had the first matchup, because
there was just
said, my whale is just going to be a whale on the beached whale. It's useless.
Well,
and I'm saying
because of the situation that one was in, it just didn't work.
But I'm saying my skunk is going to burrow. It's going to chomp on the legs and then eat the heart of your animal, and it's going to gracefully roll out of a kick, and it's going to stink spray its face. I said all these things with my skunk, and I know my skunk would not stand a chance against that thing.
Wow. I can't believe you actually admitted it. You had no faith in your skunk from the beginning.
Let's be real here.
This is terrible.
This thing. It's all it's got is if it has no intimidating effective attack, its move has to be stinky spray at its face so the other animal runs away. It's not going to have a good offensive. It only has a good defensive move.
You didn't even talk about how your skunk could try to woo me. Like, that's one way I would probably defeat you, right? Is I would roll around in something black and then get a white stripe down my back in some sort of fashion.
Yeah.
And then make your skunk fall in love with me. And then while that's happening, you'll try to get all close, and that's when I stomp the shit out of you. Damn, I should have thought of that way sooner.
Should have. I had something like that thought of, but I didn't go there.
But you couldn't make it work in your way.
I couldn't make it work in my. Well, you would have argued
for me.
Well, because if our animals can't prep ahead of time, then your animal can't find a bucket of black paint and then a white paint.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't have happened. Well, we if you want to do this, we have another listeners. I think it's the listener submitted tongue twister.
Really?
Yeah, and I threw it up.
Somebody sending you specifically stuff and not
correct
us.
Well,
this is not what we discussed, people.
I know, but both times they were just texted to me. So it's because someone was recently listening and then decided to text me a tongue twister. I sort of briefly glanced at it when it was first sent to me just to realize that it was a tongue twister, but I haven't read it, and I don't know what it says.
Okay,
so we can pull that up, and we'll do another edition of the tongue twister segment. Tongue twister, what's the tongue? All right, I got to open another. Okay.
I'm assuming it's the one at the bottom. It's the one at
Correct.
the bottom of the list.
It is, yeah.
All right. It says the funniest of fiends find fitness frogs finessing fishy fragments. Oh shit. Okay. I'm really like I can't. I naturally can't. I don't want to ask quickly.
I don't want to ask what those might be.
Okay, I'm gonna start over though because the funniest of fiends find fitness frogs.
The funniest of fiends finds fitness frogs finessing fishy fragments of flora from fountains and figures find them.
Yeah, the word finessing is weird. The word finessing looks weird, so when I try to read it...
Well, because the word finessing, you just think of the word finesse, not finessing.
Right.
That's probably it.
So it looks like it just says fine sing.
Yeah.
Funniest of fiends find fitness frogs finessing fishy fragments of flora from fountains and figures find then. They find them. What? This sounds incomplete.
I don't think it's a well structured sentence. The funniest of fiends find fitness frogs finessing fishy fragments of flora from fountains and figures find then.
Okay.
Like they just shrug
it's
off.
Just like, all right.
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing. Whatever.
I just found these.
I guess.
I just found these fitness frogs finessing fishy fragments of flora from fountains, and I'm the funniest of fiends. What do you think the funniest of fiends is?
Just whoever's the worst person, but also the funniest.
Okay.
Like they're a really terrible person, but they got an amazing sense of humor.
Yeah. All right. I mean, there are people that qualify on. There are people that would fit that list.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
well, hey, everyone listening, thanks a lot for checking in on the old podcast here, and we will promise to do another one, and then you'll be able to listen to that. And Matt's going to find out if he does, in fact, have. I guess what he'll count as owning a tent is if he had purchased a tent in the past and it is somewhere still in existence that it counts as him owning a tent. And we'll find out if I'm out $25 or if he's out $25, and we will do that. Check us out on TikTok at HSFamousPod. Sometime soon we might do another post which will allow you to get entered into a drawing for a free t-shirt and design pending. So
apparently,
yeah, if you want a free High School Famous t-shirt, your chance to win will be checking us out on TikTok at HSFamousPod, and keep an eye out on those posts. And when you see one, just do what we ask in the post to be entered.
That's all.
Are you bored with this, Matt?
I don't know.
I'm thanking our listeners for being loyal. I'm thanking our listeners
you did
for.
It all. I didn't need.
Yeah.
I mean, what else can I say?
Yeah. Maybe you could show like enthusiasm toward this, what we're doing here also.
Have I
and
not?
the fact that we have people that listen to us.
Hey,
you know,
I appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He was giving the middle finger when he said that.
I was.
Just so everyone knows.
I'm neither going to confirm or deny that.
Confirm nor deny that. Yeah. You can hear it in his voice. Just listen to it. Play it back. You'll hear it. You can hear the middle finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love you guys. Thanks for listening.
Both of them this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to do it.
Yeah. Do it twice at once. Hey, guess what though?
What?
Bye.
Yep. Nope.
We are on TikTok now, which makes us even cooler. HS Famous. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at HSFamousPod. Email us directly at highschoolfamous@gmail.com. We have Patreon too, but you'll never go there. Altogether, our hearts beat as one.